Welcome to the Seize the World podcast. I'm your host, Sam Sees, and I'm here with my man, Tim Lawson, cryptocurrency coach serving the community. Tim, tell the crowd a little bit about yourself and what you do exactly as far as cryptocurrency.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my upbringing. I'm from Philadelphia, PA, born and raised. I went to Temple University, got my BA in international business and marketing. I went to Strayer University online, got my MBA in finance. And what I do is I'm a cryptocurrency coach. I got into cryptocurrency about 2017 all the way up into current date. And what I do is show people how they can have a portfolio where we leveraging their risk management so they're not losing too much money, but showing them how they can invest in crypto by just with a little bit of money starting off. So that's what I do. A lot of people is taboo in our community for cryptocurrency. A lot of people still don't know what it is, but I'm teaching them, educating them, and showing them how with the money that they have, they can invest on a weekly basis.
1 second.
Okay.
Tim, what first got you into cryptocurrency?
What got me into cryptocurrency? I was sick of my 9 to 5 job. I always worked in sales. I've been in sales since I got out of college in 2016. And recently I left corporate America from being micromanaged. So 2017, actually a movie got me into cryptocurrency. You ever heard of the movie called Dope by Pharrell Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah. So long story short, Dope introduced me to Bitcoin. And when they was using Bitcoin, the transaction to do what they needed to do in the movie, I was like, man, what is this Bitcoin? And in 2017, my friend Sean, he had, some not a whole Bitcoin, but like some money in some Bitcoin. So I decided to put in $5. And as the weeks grown, I seen my $5 grew to like $10, $20, $30. So I started investing in that. Now I didn't take it too seriously. I just had like Bitcoin and Litecoin, like in 2017, just left it there in Coinbase. When I really got serious into it is when I was looking to invest into Forex or invest in charting. So Forex is like foreign exchange currencies. I was in a multi-level marketing company called IML Live. But the only thing is they didn't teach you how to trade. They just give you the education on how to trade. And I was like, no, this is not going to work for me. I'm giving them $100 a month. I need to learn how to trade. So in 2019, one of my fraternity brothers, he was online saying I could teach you about crypto. So, I hit him up. I was like, hey, me and my fiance at the time, which is my wife, we want to learn. We paid him his fee as a coach, and he taught us everything about cryptocurrency. The only thing he didn't teach us was risk management. So he taught us everything he knew about, how to chart cryptocurrency, how to look for good coins, things like that. And we stayed with him for about a year from 2019 to 2020. That's when I started doing it on my own. So let me, if you're familiar with the term risk management, that means that you're investing. You're going to lose a little money, but you have a strategy whereas you're not losing too much money on any investment. So I took what he taught me and put my own little twist in it for risk management. And I started seeing my account grow and grow and grow. My account went from $3,000 in 2021 to over $10,000 in 2024. And it's still growing to this day. And that's how I basically got into cryptocurrency, because I was looking for something other than my job to supplement my income. And now I'm a full-time investor. This is what I do full-time. I coach, and I also still invest in the crypto, and I use that to, supplement my lifestyle. So I'm glad that I found it, and it's something that we need to be doing, as a community. And I'm not telling somebody to leave their job like I did, but I was looking for something more than to be micromanaged all the time.
Wow. That's a great story, man. When you're doing cryptocurrency and when you're coaching, how would you explain cryptocurrency to someone who still thinks it's just like internet money or fake or whatever?
Well, I would explain to them like this. I will always take the clothing method. So I always use, like, if you're going to buy some red bottoms, Louis Vuitton red bottoms for a woman, right?
Yeah.
So this is how cryptocurrency is. Red bottoms, I don't know. I believe they're about $2,000 or $3,000, maybe even more, depending on the quality of the shoe. But imagine if you could get the red bottoms for like $5 or $6. They're good quality. They're still going up. They're just lower in the market.
Right.
Anybody would grab those. Like, okay, these are good quality shoes. Then you could go when it's high up. The red bottoms, when they shoot up, the price shoot back up to 3,000. Now, from the $5 that you made, you could sell that. So, what I tell the people in the beginning, this is like the beginning of Apple, the beginning of Microsoft, the beginning of Disney. You could get into these coins for less than $1 or less than $10 now, and it will shoot all the way up. It
Wow.
was a story about a man, I want to say back in 2015. He had $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. He sold it for two pieces because he was broke. He sold his Bitcoin for pizza. If he would have held on to those $10,000 coins, which was worth like 10, $15 back in the day, he'd have had $800 million right now.
Wow.
So that's what I give all my students, that analogy is that you can buy this asset for little to low money and watch your money increase. And I seen that at my peak. And also, I don't hide anything. I'm one of those influencers. When people buy coaching from me, I show them my portfolio. I show them where I started off, and I show them where my year to date. And right now, I'm up 200% on my portfolio. So I'm not afraid to show you actual numbers. And I have three accounts, but I show them one account, my Gemini account, because that's the account that I basically buy more often in. But out of all three accounts, I'm up about $12,000 to $15,000.
Wow. Congratulations, man. It seems like it's working out for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like you got to have a plan, strategy, and plan. And like I said, the risk management segment of, you're going to lose some money. I lost some money too, but gaining it back and know how to get it back, that's what I could coach people through.
What do you think the biggest myth about crypto?
The biggest myth about crypto and investing, period, is right now the biggest myth going on is a recession, that everybody should sell what they have, and it's just fake money. Everybody be like, "Oh, what's this crypto? I can't see it. This is fake money, and this is a scam." That's the biggest myth that's going out there. It's a scam. But let me tell the community this: while you thinking this is a scam, you have other communities out there is going to see this as a buying opportunity. Um, we'll go back to Bitcoin. Last year in 2024, Bitcoin was $48,000. Now it rallied up today. The last time I checked it, I actually checked it a half an hour before getting on this podcast. It's back up to 95,000. In the beginning of January, it was over 100,000. So it's getting back to that mark. So I didn't even check my portfolio yet. So I got a lot. I use Bitcoin as a savings. So I got a lot in Bitcoin, not a full one. I wish I had a full one, but I have a lot of money in Bitcoin. So when it rises, my savings rise. So that's the myth, that this is just a scam. This is just some pretend money. No, this is real. And these are real people and real communities buying this asset. And this is going to be the greatest transfer of wealth. And I'm telling your crowd and everybody, we only have about less than 5 years left to jump on this train. If not, what's going to happen? The whale's going to get it. Everybody going to get it. And when the fiat currency leaves and crypto is going to be the main currency, the rich is going to get richer. And whoever didn't take advantage of this opportunity, I'm not saying that people going to be poor, but they're going to miss out on a great opportunity to create wealth for themselves.
Yeah. No, I agree. What is your take on the meme coins that's out there, like the Doge coin, the Shiba coin, and those things like that? What do you think? Um, how do you think those particular coins affect cryptocurrency?
I'm glad you asked that. So with the meme coins, it's a meme coin out there with a frog, PP coin, the PEP
Yeah,
coin.
I heard that.
Yeah. So one weekend when it was just pumping, now that's really less than $1. It's kind of like seven zeros and then some numbers. So you could really get into that. I lied to you not. I put $3 into this was last year. I put $3 into that coin. 2 days later, when it was a bull run for that coin, it pumped up to $100. Now, let
Wow.
me be cautious. Let me give you the other side of that. You have to know what you're doing when you're doing meme coins. When I'm coaching and if someone's new to crypto, I don't get them on meme coins. Reason being because it's very volatile. You could get a rug pull. With that, this is what I teach them. It's this website called coinmarketcap.com. I teach them if you're going to go into meme coin, go into that website, type in the meme coin you want. And I'm just going to use this as an example, the Trump coin. Look at the Trump coin. You want to look at the volume. They got to at least have $1 million in volume. I mean, a million, tokens in volume and like
Okay.
$1 million market cap for the meme coin. I would advise, this is not financial advice, but what I would do if anything is under that $1 million, I wouldn't do it. Like if a meme coin only have like a $20,000 market cap, the CEO of that meme coin, if you're not careful, can rug pull. Now, the meaning of rug pull is taking all the money for themselves and you don't
Mhm.
get nothing. That happened to me. I did a meme coin for it was a Sonic and Knuckles coin. It was the Tails coin. So
Okay.
I was a fan
You
of
did
the
a,
video
I'm
game.
sorry, you did a Sonic and Knuckles coin?
Yeah, I mean the
You said,
Tails coin from Sonic. Tails, like
oh,
Tails.
okay, okay.
Yeah, not a Sonic and Knuckle coin, but a Tails coin. I was a fan of the Genesis game. I put
Right.
like $50, $60 into this coin. Now I had over a billion coins with this thing. That's how, loose with the coins is.
Yeah.
In a month or so, whoever made that coin, they took all the money out. So now in one of my meta wallets, I have worthless coins. Like they're not worth nothing anymore. I can't sell
Right.
them. They're just showing that I have all this Tails coin, but nothing to go. And it was $60, but it was a rug pull. But I learned a couple of things. One, I didn't see about the community they had. Two, I didn't look at the market cap. And three, I didn't look at the longevity. So it's meme coins you can invest in, but you have to be careful. One, you got to look at the market cap. They got to have at least $1 million in value and $1 million in a market cap. If they don't, I would not touch that coin because it's very volatile.
Wow. Um, do you think AI is affecting the cryptocurrency market right now?
Me personally, I don't think AI is affecting it. I actually think AI is helping it. So you
Or
have a segment
which
of,
which way do you think it's helping it?
well, you have AI generated coins like meme coins now. I would, like I said, this is not financial advice, but what I would do instead of looking at the meme coins, when you go to coinmarketcap.com, you could click on all the new AI coins. Now, those are more stable. They have a community around them, and every coin serves a function. Like some coins are transactional. Some coins you could buy sporting games with. Some coins you could use to buy different things. The AI coins is you could buy different technologies with. So a lot of people don't talk about these AI coins. Everybody on a meme coin craze because people getting rich off of meme coins. But
Right.
AI coins, in my opinion, is going to be the next boom. So I think AI is helping the crypto market out because it goes hand in hand as technology. And these AI coins are going to be the next boom. And just getting into them while the market cap low, while they under $1 billion, is a great investment, in my opinion. Like I said, not financial advice, but something that I'm doing now. I'm getting into some AI coins now. So to answer your question, yes, I think AI is helping the landscape of crypto right now as well.
What's the most profitable AI coin that's on the market right now?
That I couldn't say. Because I'm still doing my research on there, and I'll be honest with you. But I believe when I saw, I don't know the name, but I believe it has one of the AI coins have $1 billion market cap, like
Oh
the top
shoot!
one. That from what
Wow.
I've seen, I don't know the name offhand because I actually last week started, looking into it, and I actually started investing and looking into getting into the AI coins myself. I haven't got into it yet, but I was like, this is a segment of the market that's been kind of ignored or pushed to the side. So I'm going to look at it. But I'll definitely, like anybody that's coaching, we could always research that together. And one thing about a coach that I can admit when, like, hey, I don't know this, but I'll find the information out. But I know one of them got $1 billion market cap.
Wow. What blockchain technology are you most excited about right now?
Web3 technology, and the reason being because with
Right.
blockchain, it's decentralized. It gives you a great perspective of if you put your money into this, 9 times out of 10, you don't have to have any fraudulent activity. One of the technologies that is great to have as a crypto investor is a cold wallet. Now, a cold wallet is like a USB where you could take, like, if you have, let's say you have $1,000 in Bitcoin inside your Coinbase wallet, you could take that out of it and put it in your USB. So that way, while your coins is on the internet, even though it's like Web3 is great and Web4 is great to deter people still can lose their coins. People can still get their coins snatched from them because as that technology and AI emerges, and this is the other side of AI, you can still get your coins taken from you. But if you have that cold wallet and you take your coins out of the internet, then you can have it saved, and it's only you will have it, and then only you can put it back in.
Do you think crypto will replace traditional banks in the future?
My personal thoughts on them replacing banks in the future, I'm going to say no, because you're still going to need a bank now. With XRP, from what I'm learning, they're going to be working with the banks, so there's still going to be, I believe, when they say they're getting rid of the fiat dollar, I believe
Right.
the paper money is going away. I believe
Okay.
it's still going to be a Japanese yen, a US dollar. It's still going to be currency, but it's going to be crypto backed up with that currency. And it's just like how gold was backed up with the US dollar. It's going to be certain cryptos backed up with certain currencies. So I don't think the banks are going to go the way. I think the banks are now adapting to crypto and they're going to integrate that in the next 2 or 3 years, or right now as we speaking.
You said something interesting. You said that you think that they're going to do away with the paper money, right?
Yes.
So are you referring to like, are we just going to have like debit cards and stuff? Like, is just everything just going to be on the debit, I guess?
Yeah,
Or what is that? Yeah.
on a debit or the RFI, like this wristband right here, this is a
Yeah.
RFI. So when I tap somebody's phone with this, it will come up with my business card. So they're going to have things like this. And then, I'm just pointing this out just to see, you're going to have probably like a wristband or some type of fob where you're going to start buying things now. Just think about now. We have Cash App, we have Apple Pay, we have all this stuff. It's kind of cashless now. Like you could go in the store without your wallet and you could just do, your Apple Pay or anything to buy, goods and services now.
Right.
Before you needed to swipe your card, but hardly, like when me and my wife go out, the only time I swipe my card is that I'm at a restaurant. But now some restaurants allowing you to tap and pay now. So
Right.
yes, it's going to be more normal for the RFI chip just to, tap and you pay with your crypto, tap and you pay with your currency. So you're not going to be giving tender out no more. Is everything's going to be digital.
Right. No, that sounds cool, man. I mean, I wouldn't want the idea of paper money to go away. I feel like there's some use for it, but I would understand if it went away completely. It's because it'll be a lot easier a lot harder for people to steal money from you, I guess, right?
Yes, or it'll be a lot easier for people to take money for you. So this is the downside of the cryptocurrency, and I'm not trying to talk like a Black Mirror conspiracy theorist or nothing. But
Yeah.
let's say you own student loans, and let's say you got 200,000 in student loans,
Right.
but you got like 200,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Right.
What It is, unless you got it in that cold wallet that I told you where they can't take. If you have it on Coinbase, they could probably garnish that.
Right.
And with your money being virtual, that's the downside of it. If you owe money to somebody, they could probably just garnish it, or it's not when you have the paper money. And I'm just like you. I'm a component of the paper money. I can
Right.
hide it in the couch. I can hide it in the safe.
Right.
I can take my money out the bank and count my money and know that it's there. But with virtual currency, everything's virtual. But the way to do that is, like I said, you get that cold wallet, you get that USB, you take your crypto out of there, and then use that crypto from time to time to pay for it. But as long as you keep it on that cold wallet, people can't garnish that. But if you just keep it out on the net and out on a platform, we don't know what the law is going to be in the future. Right now, there's no law where they can garnish your Bitcoin and stuff like that. However, I'm not trying to give them any ideas, but let's say they might have a law like, hey, Sam, you owe such and such in student loans. I see that you got $1 million in Bitcoin. So we just going to take our 150 out, what you owe in student loans,
Wow.
and without your consent. So that's the only danger I see about just having all digital currency. So I thought about that in my head as well. So I got to give people the good and the bad of this whole thing of just going digital.
That brings me to my next question. Do you think crypto should be more regulated or less?
I believe it should be less regulated. I like that.
Okay.
So right now it's decentralized. Decentralization means that it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with no rules. Basically, if you're trading Nike stock, like let's say I got $1 million of Nike stock and I need to make a transaction where I'm taking 30,000 to put a down payment on a home. Right now it's 6:50, right? Or Eastern Standard Time. I cannot take my Nike stock out if I needed an emergency. Now, if I had $30,000 in Bitcoin, I can, because it's decentralized. It's not on the bank schedule. It's not on the holiday schedule. Christmas Day, if I really needed to get my car fixed, I could take out of my Bitcoin account. I could take out of my crypto account, but I can't take out that Nike stock. So that's in layman's terms, that's what decentralized is, and I believe that crypto should remain decentralized so that way people can have access in and out their money.
Wow. Tim, I know you're a coach.
Mhm.
How can someone tell the difference between a good coach like you and a social media influencer who's promising someone millions of dollars from a $10 investment? How can you tell the difference between the two when you're first starting out, when you're on your crypto journey?
That's it right there. So when you first starting out, a coach is going to show you how you can slowly invest, and over time you can get this money. Anytime somebody said, let me show you how to get the bag, that's a red flag. You can go from 0 to 10,000 in this amount of time. That's a red flag. Just to give you an example, my personal account, I went from $5 to over $10,000, but it took like 4 years to get there.
Well,
It took 4 years to get there. So I tell everybody now, some coins you might can get there. Like one of my students, he actually like over, and this is just a rare occasion. He actually put like $300 into the Shiba Inu coin. Then he, like, when it was really riling up, he made $7,000. He took that money and paid off his credit card bill. I don't
wow.
use his example too much because I know that's an anomaly. Sometimes you just at the right place in the right time. What I
Right.
teach people that you gradually is going to see the increase over time. So that's a good coach, because you never want to make promises you can't keep. Now I could just sell programs like, hey, and my friend Rob, he did a review video for me. I can say, hey, Rob did this and this and that, and then I can finesse the game and say, hey, he made 7,000, you can too. I'm not going to do that as a coach. You know why? Because that was a one-off. And
Right.
actually, I didn't make that money either. I made about 4 or 5,000, but like I said, it took time, and we was in the right place at the right time, and we got into the coin when it first came out. Another example, a lot of people, when the Trump meme coin came out, a lot of people became millionaires off that, but then it
Wow.
came right back down. So it's I also would tell my students right place, the right time. If you get into the right investment in the right time, yeah, you can have those big paydays. But as a coach, I'm not going to promise those big paydays. However, I'm going to show you how you can leverage your money, minimize your loss, and gradually over time, your investment will grow. That's what I teach. So that's the difference. I'm never going to tell somebody that, oh, you could just get rich real quick. However, you can, but I'm teaching them the smart way. Over time, you're going to do this. Now, if one of your coins blow up and you happen to make 20, 30,000 in a night, that's good for them. But I'm not going to lead with that. I'm going to lead with them knowing the market, knowing how to trade, and minimizing their risks. That's how I lead.
Wow. All right, Tim, this is my final question of the night for you. And I know you touched on this a little bit in your description when you first was talking about how you want to help, the community and everything. How can you get people in underserved community to trust Bitcoin and cryptocurrency?
The best way you can get people to trust you, because they buying into you more than the
Let,
currency
let
that
me
you were told.
let me
Oh,
reframe this. Let me reframe this a little bit, just to give you a little bit more insight on the reason why I'm asking this.
mm-hmm.
So, in underserved areas, like the ones we probably grew up in, people like to hold on to their money.
Yeah.
Unless you tell them, hey, let me borrow $5 and I'll give you $10, tomorrow, they really don't make that trade or Friday. But, one thing that I always thought was funny to me, it's like, if you're going to allow somebody to borrow $5 this Friday and you can wait till next Friday to get it back, you can start investing. You have it in you to start investing. It's already there, but you got to take that 1 week and turn it into a year. And instead of getting $10 back, you'll get 100. So for someone like you, how can you get people to trust cryptocurrency when you're first
Oh,
giving them out in underserved communities?
okay. Now I understand the question. So in underserved communities, and I don't hold nothing back, I would show them my journey. I would
Right.
show them my account, and I would show them like, hey, this is where I start off at $5 at. Over the years, this is what it became. This is how I got a 200% return on my investment. So first, you got to, for anybody to trust the process, they got to see you go through it first.
Right.
It's kind of like I tried. Just a quick example. I tried multi-level marketing companies. Nobody would join my companies because they'd be like, "Well, Tim, let me see how you do first." So when you show someone that you got a proven system and you show them that you started off with $5 and gradually do that, they'll definitely follow you. I have a lot of clients of mine that just started off with $10, $15, and I helped them grow their accounts within a month or so to $100, $150. Now, and also, this is what I do. I give everybody these principles. It's a book called The Richest Man of Babylon, and in the book they got three principles in there. Um, you take 100% of your income, right? You take 70% and you push that to the side. That's going to be for bills, rent, your day to day, your food. But you take that 30%, 10% for tithing, 10% for saving, and 10% for investing. So with tithing, this is what I do, and I let all my people know. Me and my wife, we feed the displaced. I don't like to call them homeless, but the displaced in
Yeah.
Philadelphia, West Philadelphia. So sometimes we buy them pizzas, sometimes we make them sandwiches, but I take 10% of my income and give back to the community that way.
Wow.
I take 10% of my income and put it in a high yield savings account, something that's going to give me more bang for my buck. I know police and fire have one. You got SoFi. So you take 10% of your savings and do that. And then 10% for investing, I put into my crypto accounts. And let me just give you a picture of what that looked like. When I was working, I made $4,000 after taxes a month. I was making $1,000 a week, just a little bit over, but I'm just using $1,000 as simple money.
Right.
$700 went to like my mortgage, my bill, a week for
Right.
everything that's the household. I disciplined myself to take $300, 100 in investing, 100 in tithing, and 100 in saving. And with that principle, I had put auto, like on the Gemini platform, you could put auto invest.
Right.
So every week, $100 was coming out my account and auto investing in not only stocks but crypto. And when I kept on doing that, I seen my money increase, increase, increase. And when you compound invest like that, you, even though the market might go down and up, you actually leveraging your account. And this is the risk management part. You keep on investing every week. When you have that bull run, you'll see your account go from, let's say you got 1,000 in it. It might go from 1,000 to 4,000 or 3,000 to 10,000. And I have a proven, and I show people my account. And I showed them like, this is what it was a year ago. This is where it's at now. This is at the 200% increase. So to answer your question, when you show people that you done it, and as a coach, if you being real with people, like, hey, this is where my account start, this is where it's at, that's when people start to believe. And that's why I get like good reviews on my coaching, because I didn't just hold back. And some coaches won't even show you what they have in the bank account. I will, because one, I'm secure to know that you're not going to, take it. But two, I want to show you that this thing can work. So for the unprivileged communities, if you show them and give them the blueprint that it'll work, starting with you, then they'll believe like, wow, Tim started off with $5 and gained this much. I can invest. So that's to answer your question in a nutshell. You got to be the example so that you can pull your people out of this. And just the one last thought for me
Yeah.
is not about more so the coaching money I get, but you just pay me for my time. I want to see the transfer of wealth in my community. I believe we both grew up in Philadelphia. With some people, especially black men, we don't have a lot of options. Jobs look at us. Sometimes we get displaced. Sometimes we're underworked. Sometimes we're micromanaged at these jobs. I
Right.
want to show my people, men and women, that, hey, there's a different way. Take your income that you make it now. I don't care if you're working at Wendy's. I don't care if you're working at McDonald's. You can transfer your wealth if you start with these principles and gradually, compound invest. And that's why.
Wow. And the way, sorry, you just explained it was so simple. Um, yeah, I don't know why more of us don't invest. I know I'm not one to talk. I just started investing. I always wanted to, but never really got the knowledge of it, and circumstances, and never really was around people to even really conversate about it or even think about it. But as I got older, I did start taking these steps into investing, um, crypto as well, stocks and bonds and things like that. So I appreciate you coming on my pod and giving the game on crypto, because this was very impactful and very insightful. So
No problem.
hopefully somebody hear this and do exactly what you're saying, because it's much needed.
Okay. If it's okay with you, I'd like to give you a gift
Oh,
for
for
having
sure.
me, so you can share it with your people. It's just a guide. I have a 13-page book, 5 simple tools on how to invest in crypto, and it will
Okay.
just give you the blueprint on how to invest. And I'll give that to you and your podcasters. I mean, the people who listen to your podcast for free. So I'll give
Wow.
you the PDF if you want to give it out to them, or
Yeah.
if they want to contact me on IG, championship underscore trading 1111, and DM me. And all they got to do is put seize the world in there. And I know it's from you, and I'll get their email address. I'll send them a book for free.
How about send me the link today, so when I put our first clip out, that I can attach the link to it. Hey Tim, thank you for everything. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to shout? Any other? You said all your handles already, right? I believe
Yeah,
so.
so if it's okay with you, I just want
Yeah.
to give a shout out to my wife. Unseen World Tours on Instagram, Unseen World Tours on TikTok as well. She do travel. So for all your traveling needs, and if you're looking to get into the business of travel, she can help you with that too. Championship underscore trading on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and also I'm on Facebook as Timothy Lawson MBA. So if you wanted to hit me up on there. So that's all I got to say. And thank you for allowing me to be on your podcast. And thank you for your
No
time
doubt.
today.
No doubt. And there it is. Tim, thank you, my man.
No
Come
problem.
back
Thank you.
soon.
All right. We'll talk soon. Yeah, just lock me in for the 8th.
I got you. We
All
out.
right. All right.